Man, this shit is not even trying, Martin. I don't even know. You talk about lazy. You gave that goddamn boss baby and jokes. Oh, shut the fuck up. You know, this movie, Martin, he was holding this against me because we always have this thing of, hey, look, man, if I got to go see this, you got to go see this. Sure. No matter how shitty this looks or how kid-friendly it is. And no
matter how hungover you are from the night before.
That's right. No matter how much you had to drink, how hungover you were. And y'all know, this was last Saturday that we had preview screening for this. So when I got up on Saturday morning, I was kind of hungover.
You had already prepped us going like, well, I got to prepare for the show that day, so I'm probably not going to be there. No. I'm like, just say you're not going.
I know, man. And the reason why I had that experience one time, and I said, I don't think I could ever do that again. When I went and hung over and watched the road chip, that Chipmunks movie. I mean, it ain't nothing like being hungover and then having to sit there I mean, that's all that's all I heard.
Yeah, that was Ice Age 2 for me.
Yeah, but they weren't singing like that.
True.
I had to sit up there. I can't fuck, don't give it to you. I can't fuck. I was like, and I sat through it though. Mm-hmm. I made it, but I said never again. I said two things are gonna happen. Either I'm gonna be prepared for it and go in with my hangover and just suffer, or you know what? I'm just not gonna drink and get a good night's rest. You know what's realistically going to happen. So I said, hey, you know what? I ain't making it to this one. But I paid for it, though. And I paid for it literally because I said, all right, Martin was on the one. Nobody else went to see it. No Goodwin, no Gertz. As much as they like these shitty movies, they didn't go. But Martin was the only one that saw it. So I said, I got to go see it. And when I paid for this is probably one of the most embarrassing moments I had to pay for a ticket.
Why? Because nobody else was in there, or just kids? From
the beginning. First of all, they tried to shame me with this right here. Because when I went up to the box office, we're about to get into the review. Just let me tell you what I had to go through to see this movie right here, the goddamn Nut Job 2. This ordeal. They shamed me when I went to see this, and I'm not lying to y'all. When I went up there, and bought my ticket. They now over at one of the theaters, they got a booth that you can buy your tickets from. Sure. You ain't got to confront anybody. The only person you got to talk to that nerd ass teenage ticket terror, and he don't give a fuck. Yeah. So you buy it, you don't have to do anything. But they don't have one at the theater I went to. I'm not gonna say which one I went to, but they don't have one of those. So I had to confront a human being over at the box office. And when I go up there and bought my ticket, I know I wasn't sitting up there talking low or anything. I said, can I get one for the Nut Job 2? And the woman's like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. One for the Nut Job 2. I'm sorry, I can't. Can you speak up? One for Nut Job. I said, first of all, that sounds like some sex act. I know what you're doing. I know what the shit you're doing. But also, she wanted everybody to know that there's this grown-ass, middle-aged man going by himself to see the Nut Job. And she wanted everybody to know that I was alone because she said, how many? I said one. I'm sorry. So one for the Nut Job.
But you have two nuts, sir. Assuming.
And people, they kind of looking at me like, wow, no kids? You really just by yourself? And she laughs as she tells me, she looks at the board, she's like, well, you got the theater all to yourself. So I said, you know what, if that's the case, you didn't even have to show me the seat. I could have any seat. I'm like, why'd you? And at that point, everybody looking at me at the corner of their eye, because at this point, I'm not a human being and I'm not a man. Mm-hmm. I'm some troll that's going in to jack off to these animated characters.
Right.
I'm going to theater. I'm going to see Nut Job 2. Everybody move. I've got no friends, no female companionship.
And your kids want to see this with me? I'll buy you popcorn.
Yeah. And behind me, I could hear this dad saying, once I'm leaving, he's like, yeah, could I have one for Emoji Movie? And you hear the little girl saying, I thought we were going to Nut Job. Nah, we're going to Better Movie, baby. We changed our mind.
Not with him.
No, you want to see Emoji. Shut up! Emoji Movie. But yeah, man, I've never had a shaming like that going to the theater.
That's rough, dude.
They need to have a service, and I know it sounds bad because in the wrong hands, it's going to be terrible, but they need to have a service where you can rent a kid under the right supervision to do shit like this.
That sounds worse.
I know it does.
That sounds way worse.
I know it does. I know it does. Cause the kid's gonna say something like, "When you're done using me, when you have to have me back."
Maybe you could rent a little person who would dress up like a kid that you could take in there.
Shit, maybe I can like put a wig on one of my puppies. Come on, boy. He's mentally ill. It's a game we play. But with this is again one of those movies where if they do the porn parody, they never have to change the title.
True. Yeah, they sit there going like, what are we gonna do?
Shit, we need to make this an innocent title, actually make it something ironic. Funny Animals, the porn parody. But this is
the hairy nut job. That's it.
Yeah, the hairy, dirty ass nut job. Really? Man, that's all we got. But with this, I'm gonna play the trailer for you because this is the sequel to the epic film, The Nut Job. When I say this epic, because you've never seen a review where two grown men argued about a family feature like we did. I don't even know what we were arguing about. But we have the return of Surly and the gang, and they were living large in a store called The Nut Job. And what happened with them, they pulled a heist on this store that closed down, that specializes in serving things like peanuts and almonds, everything
every
nutty.
Kind of nut you can think of.
Every kind of nut you can think of. And they're like, we ain't got to work no more. Ever. We live in love. Street. We on easy nutty ass street right here. And all that goes away because there was one girl, what's her name? Alvy, Andy, the female screen. Like, look, you lazy motherfuckers. If we don't get out, y'all gonna get used to this. And when the real world hits, then what are you gonna do then? You're gonna be lazy and your skills gonna be off. And then they're
like, bitch, quit hating.
Yeah, quit.
We got it made.
Come on here and get these nuts right here. Shit. Fuck y'all. But and she was right though. The inevitable does happen. The nut job goes away, and then they're threatened not only with no place to get their free lunch and dinner anymore, but with their homes. Let's take a look at The Nut Job 2, and we'll be back with our review.
Let's go get him. Do some crazy. Come on, move it!
Samuel was there having a good time. That squirrel hit that mailbox and Sam. Oh, that Felix about to. Felix is the kid I should have taken to the movie with me.
Rock that mole. How do you like it?
Now that, let me just say, I'm not gonna play it again, but that mole joke, I did like that,
man. It was
funny. Yeah. Regardless of what we say, if nothing else, that mole cracked my ass up.
Sorry.
Do some crazy.
Okay, let me just tell you something first of all. Regardless, again, of what I say about this movie, at least it had respect enough not to do what you saw in the trailer. The trailer makes the movie actually look worse.
It really does.
Than what it really is.
Because that trailer focused on everything, the things that I didn't like about it.
Well, also, you heard that fart at the end with the dog right here. That's Precious, who's voiced by Maya Rudolph. And then... That's not in the movie, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember that.
All these animals held their farts until the movie was done. There wasn't one fart in here. Why they did that, I don't know. Actually, I do. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. Also, I thought they're like, oh, I can't wait. But also, I was happy that, because I was looking at this trailer and I saw that squirrel doing the running squirrel right there. I'm like, okay, fuck this. You know I hate that.
I know.
When they get together and they do one big, like that Indian dance, the dance number at the end.
Yeah.
No, they didn't do that here. They didn't do a big dance number at the end. They did some other stupid shit, but they didn't do the dance number like I thought they would. And I thought, okay, you know what? At least the movie had respect for itself enough to dodge some of these really annoying things that they do in children's films and in family films, especially in the animated ones. Now, I can't speak for Martin, but the movie has nothing in it. And the reason why I say that is because And it's really bad when it's a talking animal movie like this. Because when I say it has nothing because I feel like it's lazy. Talking animal movies are the #1 animated film guilty of being the laziest with what it has to do. Because there are so many check marks with these that they meet. Like with this, for example, you have like the smart-ass lead character played by Will Arnett. So he's so smart-ass that his name is Surly. You know? Sure. Yeah, they have also the Looney Tunes type puns, the set pieces with the wacky musical cues, and we'll also have that story of animals trying to get home, or in this case, trying to save their home. We mentioned this over and over again, and the times that it gets really annoying is when they put a last-minute environmental message on it, because these movies don't give a fuck about the environment. We know that. Man, they're just doing this because they want to put something positive on there for the kids and have them go home with some good message, you know. Get mom and dad not to like talk shit about the film, you know. I think that they had a chance to really play up the positive message for something that was funny for adults and for the kids, because at the beginning, I like that message. At the beginning, Andy the squirrel, played by Katherine Heigl. Mm-hmm. Heigl, whatever the fuck. Heigl. Funny, she only getting work as a squirrel these days. Yeah, she done played herself a little bit. What you got? You can be a talking squirrel again.
She has to go to the animated league for a while.
Yeah, work her way back up to being a human being. But I like the message here because we have Bobby Moynihan.
Bobby Moynihan as the mayor.
As the mayor. And the mayor in this movie, he's a typical cartoon mayor. He's evil.
He reminded me of our governor.
Oh, yeah. Except
like, man, fuck the trees. Tear that shit down.
Tear all that shit down. That's him. He's like, the trees ain't making me money. He's trying to pimp out trees. They ain't on the corner making me my money, then they got to go. He goes to the park while the animals are their home and says, because he's a typical fucking evil politician. Everything has to be greedy. Has to be, is it making me a profit? Then fuck it. Can I not fuck it? Then fuck it. And he's going to build an amusement park in there. Now, what I like about that is that Andy had been telling him the whole time, look, you lazy fucks, y'all are sitting up here, you're getting a free ride, but what's going to happen when that ends? And it probably will. And then this whole thing comes with their home being torn down. I like all the way the animals come out after they didn't listen to her, and they're like, well, Andy, what's up?
I know.
Hey, you know.
Andy, what we gonna do now?
Yeah, we were right. So what's the plan? And she's like, well.
They're like, stop being a buzzkill.
Yeah.
But then when you see them, the way they got it set up, at first you're like, oh, this is cool. But then you're like, wait a second. This is excessive. This is like Vegas 24/7. And you're like, yeah, guys, I know it's fun right now, but this is so decadent. There's no way this can last.
These damn rats and squirrels and these rodents, they're having an orgy with these nuts.
It makes you jealous for a little while.
This is Sodom and Gomorrah of nuts. And I get where
she laughed. I was like, wow, they just totally went for it.
Got the damn dog losing his mind. Shit got him hooked. Dog don't even eat meat no more. Got that dog hooked on that shit.
Right.
That and them nuts. with that peanut butter. You know, it was weird saying that, and I thought like, man, that's actually kind of cool. So when it's done, you know, they have to look at her and be like, yeah, we lost our shit. What's up?
Okay, so like when the nut shop explodes and like crumbles to the ground, and it's about 10 of them standing around looking at it like, oh man, it's gone. I was like, wasn't there a whole lot more of you in there when that thing blew up?
Yeah,
because I was like, there should be a lot of dead rodents in there. They don't seem to care.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, but our nuts are gone though.
Yeah. Fuck them. Where's the nuts? I like the way the movie's kind of like, well, this is a kid's film. You know, we just didn't have time to animate them. They got out all right though. But now I'm like, okay, how are they going to handle this? How is she going to handle them being this way to her? How is this group going to be able to come back together, losing all of this and having these really uncomfortable feelings about everything and each other? And then comes the mayor, and I'm like, all right, you know what? So we got this other thing here that's kind of detracting from that, but I could add another layer to it. Like, what are they going to do when the mayor comes in and wants to build an amusement park out of their home? But they don't address any of that really that strong because, and I'm not asking for a really deep plot out of a kid's film, but what I don't like is when it's lazy enough or too lazy, where it's nothing but hijinks. The high and the jinx, one after another. All this is it's just one joke after another instead of trying to build any kind of story. And the joke is a one-note joke, which is like with most funny animal movies that are shows that don't do it right, are just very shallow. It's like, hey, isn't it funny how these animals are interacting with human shit? Or, I mean, not human shit literally, but human things. Oh, isn't it funny how they actually work this equipment and kind of anthropomorphize things when they interact with human stuff? I thought, man, you know what? You got to give me something more than this. I mean, the movie's already lazy in a lot of other areas. This does not help at all. Martin looking at me, is this the Nut Job 2, Battle 2 for us right here, man?
Oh, man, I was so hoping it wouldn't be.
Boy, you love these Nut Job movies, man. You love that fucking Surly, boy.
I do. You know what I like about Surly? Is that he never backs off of who he is. I mean, he is that surly, you know, like his namesake. But so often with a character like that, they have to go like, yeah, but really, when you get past his gruff exterior, he's a sweetheart. And not really. I mean, he might not be a complete asshole, but to the most part, he is all the way to the end. He's just trying to do what's best for everybody because it works in his best interest.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing.
thought he was more of an asshole in the first movie than this one.
Yeah, he was. He was much more. Everything you're saying is true. It does bounce around into a bunch of different things I think are really good. In the beginning, the whole thing with Andy telling them, you guys don't lose your instincts because things are going to go rotten. What the mayor's doing. The fact that the mayor wants to build in this park, but he's so cheap about trying to make a profit that even he's putting up like a Salvation Army style amusement park.
It's
like,
so cheap, and he invites the whole city out for it too.
Yeah.
He put that shit together with tinfoil and bad steel. I mean, and he invites all these people out. And it's funny how he doesn't care because they tell him, man, that's a safety hazard. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Fuck the people.
Even with Surly, where his whole like, man, don't worry about it. I got y'all. Only to discover like, oh shit, I don't know what to do either. What they do with Jackie Chan's character?
Hold off on that because I can see right now. Oh boy, I don't even know how you could just say that with a smile. But we'll get to it.
Okay.
Because I agree with you. There's some parts in here where the movie tries to go at some emotion. For as surly may be, they have a part where for those who are invested in the nut job movies, like my man Martin over here, if you really want to know some backstory, they let you know how Surly and his best friend, that mute rat that he's hanging out with, they let you know a little backstory on how they met and the heartfelt way that it happened, and also let you know, Surly ain't that bad. Surly really does have a heart when he has to. Surly might rip you off, but he ain't gonna let you die. You know what I mean?
You put it perfectly.
Yeah, Surly got your back, Also, I like some other characters, like I mentioned Precious. The dog, Maya Rudolph. I thought she was laying on thick with the accent that she had in the movie, like Brooklyn accent or something. Mm-hmm. But I do like her new love interest, Frank.
Yeah.
By Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah, it's
voiced by him.
What you're saying about her putting it on too thick, it is too thick until the two of them get together, and then it works.
And it works because, well, first of all, it's not so much because of Precious, but you see Frank. They introduce Frank as a typical cartoon villain, and then you understand that he's the owner of the mayor's daughter, and this is an abuse.
No, she's the mayor's daughter is the owner of him.
The mayor's daughter is the owner of the dog, and this is an abusive ass relationship.
Oh, yeah. He's a prisoner.
I learned why he's the way he is because his mind is messed up because he's mentally abused.
To eat
today. Not, they indicate this dog has gone several days without eating.
Stand on one foot.
What are you, a circus dog?
I could be. You got a thing for circus dogs?
Play dead.
I was like, this is fucking degrading, man.
Yeah.
I really felt for Frank at that moment. I felt for him. I felt like, maybe kids don't see it, but I'm like, this is abuse.
Yeah.
Just because she didn't lay a hand on it, I know I'm getting a little deep for this shit, but I was really moved by it. What I didn't like about it is that, again, there's some things that they do when they first meet. I hate anything, live action or cartoons, where when the characters meet, they have to do that same trope of everything stops and goes slow and you hear music behind you. And they're playing a different song in there, but it's just like, man, you know, I'm sick of seeing that in anything, and it doesn't help that they do it here. A movie that I already deem as lazy, but felt for Frank though. Frank, I was like, you know what? Give me a movie about Frank and all the shit he had to go through, his backstory, because that should have been moving. Before I go continue, what is it about Maya Rudolph? She's been putting a lot of shitty animated films lately, and by a lot I mean 2. we got there's an Emoji movie. Where she was Smiler or whatever. But you wanna talk about Jackie Chan. Before we do, let me just mention something real quick. The thing that this movie that really makes me think that is lazy, besides what we do, and made me not want to commend it a little bit more for the things that I do like in here, is that there's a motif to this film.
Shit.
Oh, shut up. There's a motif to this film right here. Sort of a period style that they've chosen, which is like the 50s.
That's true. They had that in the first movie, and it
Yeah.
was always kind of odd. Like it would kind of come in and not be there.
Yeah, but I think they play it up a little bit more because you hear people talking. You see guys in army outfits, and you know, you see the stores that they go to, and yet for some reason they don't ever want to play a song from that period. Like there's one pop song that they play from today, and I'm like, okay, I get that if you want to sell that to the kids. It doesn't make sense in context of the period that they've chosen, but whatever. I'm not going to be a stickler for that.
I completely forgot this was supposed to be in the 50s, or even had that kind of.
I don't know how, because that's everything. The cars they drove and everything.
Yeah,
That's the architecture, everything. No black people in that part of town. Everything segregated. I saw one black character come in the screen like, oh shit, I'm lost.
I guess the white only bathroom.
Yeah, you saw cartoon police came and arrested his ass, but then they play a song that's old, and I'm like, you couldn't play a song from that period. And the reason why they played it is because it's Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf, and it works great in its original form. That's from Easy Rider right there. The song came out in 1968, but today they use it in all kind of trailers and movies.
Everywhere.
Whenever there's an animal, there's a monkey going around losing his shit. Born to be wild. And then they use it here just because, well, every other animal movie uses it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? This is just too much. I don't know if you agree with me or not. You did not notice these things, my friend?
Not really.
Oh my God.
I mean, I noticed they used it, but it gets used so much that I was like, well, I let it slide all those other times. I can't complain now.
Oh boy, you just let Surly get away with murder, man.
Why you hate on Surly so much, man?
Why
you see him?
Why you love Surly so much, man?
Your ire. You know what it is. I see completely where our gulf is. Is that I walked into this expecting a piece of shit. Because the first movie, we argued about it, but I was like, oh, it's not that bad. But I was like, why are they doing a nut job too? It's not like people love the first one.
Yeah.
And do they have any ideas for it? What the hell? And then sitting there watching, I was like, you know what? This is much better than I ever expected it to be.
Like, there's some things I can let slide. Is when we got to this part right here. You want to talk about Jackie Chan. Now, this is, again, I'm not.
There's a certain aspect to Jackie Chan's character that I liked.
Well, this is what I don't like. God damn it. Now, this is right here. Jackie Chan's character is a mouse in the movie. Now, first of all, again, it's doing something that's overused. Introducing a cute character that has a personality that contrasts to that. You know, a lot of times it's a grumpy older guy.
Sure.
But it looks like a little baby with big eyes. That, I'm not bothered by it. I'm just thinking, again, kind of lazy and overused. And if you can't use anything any way different from what we've seen before. But that's not the thing that bothered me. This is what bothered me.
You scared us, you cute little guy. Boop. I should have booped his cute little nose.
Don't call me cute.
He's Asian for no reason at all, other than Jackie Chan is cast as the character. But this mouse here, I can understand. He's Asian for no fucking reason. They don't give him a backstory. He's in New York.
No, they give a total backstory.
They give a backstory that makes no sense. I could understand. No, it makes no. Even if it makes sense, it's kind of like, really? That's it? I can understand if he was the only Asian one, but because he's Asian, of course, he's got to do martial arts.
Violent.
I said, don't call me cute.
why is I can understand if he was the one, but why are there hundreds of mice in this scene in this city, and they're all Asian, and the only thing that
They're the Red Army.
What they didn't say shit like that.
No, they didn't, but it's implied.
But why? You know, it's like
because they're in Chinatown.
No, they moved to Chinatown.
Right.
After they were in the park, living in a different park. They had nothing to do with Chinatown. All of a sudden, because they watched television, they ripped off Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They ripped off fucking Splinters like, oh, because we watched a lot of Hong Kong films and learned martial arts. Now we all have a talker like this. And it just makes no fucking sense. I'm like, why? And they had no reason for it other than, oh, that's right, because there's a bunch of Hong Kong animators and producers that worked on this, and we had to appeal to them in some kind of way, so we just gonna crowbar martial arts into this, and Jackie Chan. It was like, you know, it's slightly kind of offensive that, okay, we just gonna force in a Asian character, and they just happen to do martial arts, again, for no reason other than we just watch a bunch of old Hong Kong movies, so we have a reason to justify some some martial arts jokes. Man, this shit is not even trying, Martin. I don't even know. You talk about lazy. You gave that goddamn Boss Baby. You gave that movie the same kind of criticism that this movie right here should be receiving. You let that shit slide, all because it reminded you of a Looney Tunes cartoon. This shit rips off Looney Tunes Q's and T's and jokes. Oh, shut the fuck up. It rips Looney Tunes off to a T, and the thing about it is that this is an hour and 25-minute movie that keeps doing the same cycle of physical gags over and over again, where Bugs Bunny did it in 5 minutes, and Bugs Bunny actually had something to say when he did it. This right here, I don't get it, man. I just think it's kind of sad that they ain't even tried. But then again, we have the Martins of the world that enjoy this kind of thing. So, you know, I don't know. It's not for me.
Not that many Martins of the world, since it had the lowest opening ever.
Well, they were stupid enough to put it in 4,000 theaters too.
I like this better than the first one. As a matter of fact, there was something I noticed about this. I rarely notice in any of these movies with animals, is that not just the secondary animation, but the tertiary animation. When they were just talking, just characters standing around, you could see them breathe. I never see that. Or at least I never notice it. And once I noticed it, I was like looking everywhere. I was like, man, they are really, you know what? They're putting in the work. They're doing the time.
Man, when they were in danger, that little squirrel heart was just beating.
Even at rest, say Surly was talking, other characters standing around who were just looking at him, they'd move a little bit, but I could see their chest going in and out. I was like, you know what? I appreciate that detail. Somebody actually, there's people who worked on this. Yes, there's some who set it up, who were cynical, just wanted to get something out, but there's people who worked on this who really cared about the product.
Yeah, well, you know, it has me curious, Martin. What would you rate it? Matinee.
I give it a low matinee.
Okay, all right then. Well, you know, Martin, it's not gonna be like it was before. I've grown.
Have you grown?
Since then.
Because I recognize this movie is not for us.
It's not for me, I tell you that much. And here's the thing about it. Martin is right. The animation is much better. One of the things that really bugged me about the first one is that the animation, it was that sharp, unrendered look. Not a lot of, if I can just nerd out just a little bit on some animation talk, like Martin said, not a lot of overlapping animation. And that's where you have a secondary animation where, like, if I was to move and I had long hair, I'd turn my head this way and the hair would come swishing right afterwards. And they didn't have any of that in the first movie. It was rigid. It looked very, very unfinished. The animation is a whole lot better. I mean, it actually has texture to it. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. Because this is an animator's movie where they think that all these actions and animations that they're doing, and you know, they're amusing themselves. As an animator, I can recognize an animator's movie when I see it. And what I mean by an animator's movie, as long as we're doing great animation, you know, the story kind of takes a back seat. It belongs in the void of negligible kids' films that you'll see streaming. You know, you play this for your kid after your kid has seen nothing else. You don't want to watch that thing that they see all the time. I'm tired of that shit. Here, watch something else, goddamn. Watch Nut Job here. Or you accidentally sat on the control and just press play by accident and start playing. It is a forgettable film that I cannot forgive. I can forgive a lot of forgettable films for trying, but this is so and I hate to keep using this word, this is so lazy. Nothing inspired in this. That it didn't bother me. I'm not mad about it. But I got to give it some bullshit, some old bullshit. It's just not there. I will not remember. I hardly remember anything about it at this point. So Martin, did you stay for the post credit? Did you stay for the stinger?
Oh, Jackie Chan's in it, so they got to do a gag reel. I don't stick around for.
You didn't stay for to see what's gonna happen in Nut Job 3. They got.
Wait, are they making a Nut Job?
If you go by the hell no, they ain't doing. But they thought they were. They have a Marvel sting at the end of this. I know because
I honestly I didn't stick around.
I know only because I read about it.
Oh,
but yeah, it's something with an old villain that's come back and you ain't gonna ever see again.
There's an old villain.
Yeah. So you don't even remember from the first one, man. But he's back. First of all, even if I wanted to stay, they wouldn't let me. They cut the lights on my ass quick. They tried to catch me with my dick in my hand. Hey, they wanted.
Damn it, we waited too late. We finished.
I was
already.
done. Thank you, sir. Yep. Thank you, Surly. I was the Nut Job 3. Oh. Boy, I don't understand you in these movies, man. Hard animation. I don't get it, man. You getting mad at that baby, and you let these squirrels get by with a pass. I don't fucking get it, man. You lost your shit.
Why'd you give that baby such a pass?
It was better than this fucking squirrel. That's why.
I
gave that movie a rental. I didn't give it a matinee. Martin, I like the way he talks about Gertz trying to buy these shitty movies. I know you're gonna have the Nut Job and Nut Job 2 at home.
Sure.
Yeah. You ain't gonna show nobody, but I know, man. Man, I'm studying for the art. They got great animation. Look at the flow. Secondary animation. Look at how they breathe.